Next, so my brother, my little brother, and his family had came to live with me because he was moving from Alaska to New York, and little brother and sister-in-law, if y'all see this, like, you guys were major. Yeah, you guys was a part of this, and I'm so happy that you guys came and like stayed. My sister-in-law and my niece, my sister-in-law was pregnant at the time, had came to come stay with me while my brother and my dad was getting everything together for their move from Alaska to New York. So I got to see my niece for the very first time. I spent some time with my sister-in-law. I want to say that like they lived with me. They were with me for about like a good month and a half, maybe. People that knew that I had left my job was my cousin. I think my best friend knew. My cousin Veronica and my little sister Keisha. That's the only people that knew. I didn't tell my other siblings. So my brother eventually came and like stayed with me. So it was him, his wife, his daughter, and their unborn child like living with me. So it was all of us. And my like with the weeks I had my son, it was all of us in the house. We'll sit down, have like dinner together. Me and my brother will be up until like the wee hours in the morning, like having great talks, amazing educational educational conversations, motivational conversations, thought-provoking conversations. It was just so amazing because I had to force myself to go to sleep, even though I had to wake up and go nowhere the next morning. Like, you know, I remember they was asking like, "Well, Stephanie, you gotta work," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I work for my computer or whatever." I don't even know if they even kind of like got hipped onto like I wasn't really working like that, but I really was. There was stuff that I was doing while they were there. I actually end up moving and moving to their location, and they bought a house and everything like that. So they ended up moving out, right? So I remember one night it was just me and LJ was in the house, and I had applied for like I was on LinkedIn. Like it was times I would just be applying for jobs to see like, okay, am I gonna get this? Am I gonna get this or whatever? I really wasn't serious about it. Um, but I also wasn't like effectively applying. Like, you know, my LinkedIn profile had like a little banner with like, you know, open to work and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what, God, whatever happens, happens and stuff like that. Because I don't know if I need to be looking or I need to be applying right now. I'm not sure. I just want your will to be done in my life. I cried. Yeah, I cried a whole lot. I cried a whole lot because I was lost. I didn't know what I needed to be doing, what I needed to be focusing on. It was people that like cared about me, like family and friends that was like, you know, you sure you should have did this, or like, you know, they didn't understand the calling. They didn't understand what God was telling me to do, but they were supportive, you know, the best way that they could be. But let me tell you, whew, this was crazy. But anyway, I remember one night I had applied for a job, right? And I'm currently in the IT field, so I'm like, you know what, you know, IT is paying pretty well. Let me just apply for stuff. Plus, then, like, I did not know, and still now to this day, I don't know what I want to do when it comes out to like a 9 to 5. So I was just like applying for stuff, and I'm like, okay, I think this would be fun or whatever. But like, there was like this knowing and this feeling that I had that I'll get bored after a year or two, even if I didn't know everything, that I'm gonna want to like leave or move to another position and stuff like that. Like I always had that feeling because I'm like, I don't think a 9 to 5 is for me, but you know, I'm just gonna, while I'm still trying to figure stuff out and build my relationship with God and learn how to trust Him, I'm gonna be doing something, you know, just to see how He works. So oh, how can I forget this major part? Like, so in March, I had cut off all my hair. So I had sister locks. I had cut my hair off, and I have a video. I think it's on this page. Yeah, it's on this channel, pretty much detailing like that process, why I cut it and stuff like that. So I cut off all my hair because it kind of just felt like it was a new start. I needed to do it, but anyway, when I applied for this job, within like probably an hour or two, I got a call from the recruiter. And I was like, wow, that was fast. And they were like, hey, you know, we want to set up an interview with you. This is the position. This is how much it's paying, blah, blah, blah. Is it like within your range? I'm like, no, it's not. But like, you know, I'll take it. So then I set up the interview. The interview was like 4 phases. So I was going through the interview phase. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going to come from this, but I'm just going to do it and just see what happens. So going through the interviews and stuff like that. And while that's happening, I'm like, life is still going. I'm still like, you know, I think at that point I was, what was I doing? I started to like do Uber for a little bit to like get a feel of that, but like I kind of was like scared about that because of like, you know, all the horror stories. And I started driving for this company in Raleigh like for an hour a day. I think it was you like drop off food to like different businesses and you can earn like $20 for like one whole hour. So that was actually pretty cool because I was able to like, you know, get into like business buildings that were like downtown Raleigh and throughout Raleigh, and just like network and meet people and stuff like that, and just like also see what kind of businesses are inside these buildings and stuff. So I did that for a little bit. Plus, it was something to do on the side. It was like only an hour of my time for $20. Like I'll go pick up like this food. There's a whole bunch of food, and then I drop off the food at probably like 2 to 3 locations, and then I was done for the day and stuff like that. Like I still have the rest of my day to do stuff. So it was like a quick $20 within an hour that I can make. Going on with the job or whatever, waiting for like the next interview and stuff like that. And I remember I had this is where I go to. I wasn't thinking. It was like my heart thinking for me. It's more like God was like, all right, do this. And I was just like doing stuff. So I listed my, okay, before I say that, so I started packing up my house. Because the previous year, I think it was early last year, me and my sister had visited Dallas, Texas, because I'm like, you know, I want to move here and stuff. Like, let me come out here and see what it's like, get a feel of the environment, look for preschools for LJ, because at this point LJ was still like in daycare. So I was looking at schools, and me going on my own will, my own thoughts, my own plans. I was like, okay, you know, I plan on moving at the end of the year, which was October of last year. But that didn't happen. It didn't happen because, one, I wasn't making enough at my job, and my job was going back and forth as far as like, okay, are we going to relocate? Like, not relocate, but they started opening up the opportunity to work outside of North Carolina. So I was sitting there waiting for them to like approve that so I can go ahead and move. But then I also was worried because I'm like, damn, like they not paying enough, I'm not making enough or whatever. And it's like that frustration, right? So anyway, I thought Dallas was gonna happen last year, but it did not. But fast forward, this is why I say like God's plan. Like I'd rather walk by faith than know what to expect, or wanting to know what to expect, because like, God, you could blow my mind. You can blow my mind. So, what is going on with this? Listing my townhouse. So, like I said, I packed up everything. I was just packing up stuff. My cousin even had like boxes mailed to me. I didn't know when I was gonna move. I didn't know how I was gonna move. I didn't know how I was gonna get to Texas. I didn't know any of that. I was just packing up stuff in my house, and I was writing Dallas, Texas. You know, this box is like pots and pans and stuff like that, just packing up stuff little by little. I'm like, you know what, let me just start doing stuff. And like, you know, God is going to work. And this is what the whole scripture, faith without works is dead. Like, I was like, you know what, God, I have faith that you're gonna do something. You're gonna do something with this or whatever. So I'm giving you something to bless or whatever. I'm following, I'm listening, I'm doing what I feel and what I'm sensing that I need to be doing. So I packed up the house and stuff like that. I still had like a couple of things to pack. So I listed my house on Airbnb. Now, I had moved back into my townhouse the previous year, 2021. I moved back into my townhouse, and I told myself everything I put, like the furniture that I was buying to put into the house, I'm not taking it with me wherever I go. And I told myself I planned on being in that house 1 year, 2 years max. You know, I said, I don't know where I'm going to go after that. I don't know when Texas was going to happen. I didn't know where I was going to be moving to, but I'm like, I don't want to be in this house more than 2 years. So, you know, this is why you got to like, it's power in the tongue, I'm telling you. So the house is packed up. I list the house on, list my townhouse on Airbnb. You know, I get it staged and everything. And I go ahead and, like I said, list it on Airbnb. I don't know how long it was up there before it got booked. The first booking that I had, it was a guy. He had booked it for 6 days. He was just going to be in there by himself. He was traveling for work, but I think like he can work remotely anywhere, and he was just like traveling to different states and just like, you know, getting a feel of the area and stuff like that while working. So he ended up renting out my townhouse for 6 days, and I made close to my mortgage. And I was just like, wow. So when that had happened, look, so I'm on TikTok too, y'all. I'm sorry, I gotta put this in. I'm on TikTok, and I made this TikTok where I was talking about, like, I was like praising God. I'm like, you know, God is so good. Like, I was hit with blessing after blessing after blessing. If you seen that TikTok and you follow me on TikTok, this is what happened that day. So this was a Monday. I listed the house. Matter of fact, it was a couple of days. But like I said, I don't know how long my townhouse was listed on Airbnb before this happened. Probably been like a couple of days, because like this is all in one day. Got the booking, right? The guy had booked me. He was like, hey, you know, paid in full. Y'all, paid in full. Probably a little bit over something or whatever. Paid in full for 6 days. 6 full days. And he was moving in. I think he was coming the following week. So I only had 1 week. I had that week to move completely out of my townhouse. So thankfully I had like majority of stuff packed up, but I still had stuff I had to move out, and then I had to clean and stuff like that too. So when that had happened, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm over here looking. I'm sitting in the kitchen, and I'm looking at my wall, because the wall that I had in the kitchen is where I had all my boxes lined up. They were like boxes like stacking up on top of each other and stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Sitting at my computer, and I was like, you know, people who have Airbnb, you know how like on the screen it says like, you know, whether approve or deny the request. And I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do, and I was like, bump it. I'm gonna approve it. So I approved it, and I was like, this is like full motion now. Like ain't no turning back. So from there, I remember I called my brother. Like, so I called my brother. I was like, yo, I need your help to help me move everything out of my house and into a storage unit. Because at this point, I didn't know where I was gonna live at, but I knew I had my brother and my sister. They had like their place, and I was just gonna ask them if I could stay with them while I just like try to like not figure out what I needed to do next, but just listen to God on what I needed to do next, and continue to just keep on working while having faith, working and trusting while having faith. So he was like, all right, cool. So probably within like an hour or two, the same day, I had a nurse reach out to me. She found me on Airbnb. She's like, hey, you know, do you, like, we exchanged some messages or whatever. Long story short, she wanted her and her nurse roommate were looking for a place, because they had ended up getting a contract in Raleigh. Same day, they wanted to rent out my townhouse for, I think I had moved out in like June. Yeah, all this happened like in June. And they wanted to move in a week. I told them that they can move in like a week after like the Airbnb guest moved out or whatever. Well, checked out. Like they didn't know about him, but I told them like when the house was going to be available for them to move in. They're like, all right, cool. So they are still in the house till this day right now. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this happened all, like I said, all within the same day. I got the Airbnb booking, and then I got like the nurses that reached out to me. They're like, hey, you know, we're looking for a place to stay. You know, we have a contract here and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, cool. And then right after that, something else had happened too. I think I had got another booking, right? But I had to end up canceling it, because I had already told the nurses that like, okay, y'all can stay in the house. And y'all, I was let me tell you, like, I wrote out you know, how much, you know, they was gonna have to pay for rent and stuff like that. And what's crazy is like, I have it not on this board. Well, it was on this board, but when I was still in my townhouse, I also wrote down in one of my journals that like I want to be able to try corporate rentals. And I'm like, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen. And this is the time it happened. This is probably like 2 years ago, I think it was. I went to a mastermind with Nicole Briscoe, Roxana, Andrielle, and Sishanika. So those who are in Raleigh, and y'all know those women, you know, they're really big on mobile home and mobile home investing and investing period in real estate. And I remember like being introduced to corporate rentals also through my mentor Roxana when I was taking her course. And I was like, you know, I want to try that, because like I heard that you earn more money that way versus doing traditional rentals, which I've done traditional rentals. They're cool and all, but I love my townhouse, and I wanted to have control over like what people did in my house, right? So there I was just like, Wow, wow, wow. So I was tired, y'all. I was so tired. A really good and close friend of mine, I call him Heartshine. I love him so much. He has been an amazing blessing in my life, spiritually, mentally, a lot of wheeze. I remember he had stepped in to help late one night when I was just trying to get everything out the house and stuff. And like, he was just like there for me, like through it all. Like from the time we met, because we met in, what was it, September or August 2021. Not too long after I moved into my townhouse, and he's just been like riding with me the whole entire time. And I love him. He is so amazing. So amazing. So Heartshine, you know who you are. Thank you. Even though I've told you this is your segment right now. Even though I told you this before, like I'm telling you now again, thank you so much for your growth and everything that you're doing in your life and how you have impacted and changed my life. I love you. Finally got the house like settled. I thank my father, because my father traveled from New York all the way down here to help me. I think my brothers, both of my brothers, y'all know who y'all are, Christopher and Henry, my sisters, Diane and Keisha, because they all played a part in all of this. Like when I traveled to Texas last year, my little sister came with me. And even with the townhouse now and stuff like that, like my sister is there, like everybody's playing a part. And I appreciate it so much, so much. So anyway, now this was a period of homelessness. Yes, I was homeless. However, I had my brother's house, like I could stay at. I had stuff like that at my friend's house and my sister's house. So I was living with my brother. So hold on, let me rewind a little bit. So the guy who was renting the house out for like the 6 days through Airbnb, he was traveling for work. So I was just like, wow, like I wanted to rent out to traveling professionals, and look, like it's really happening. It's happening. Oh my gosh, thank you, God. So he was there for 6 days. He had moved out, like he checked out, and then after that, went in there, cleaned up everything and stuff like that, and got the house ready for the nurses to move in and stuff like that. And my dad and my brother, like they really came through full force with helping me with that, and also Heartshine had helped with that. And my brother helped me move everything into the storage unit. Like he is like the truth. Henry, like I love you so much. Chris too. All my siblings, I love y'all. Yeah. But the nurses moved in and stuff like that, and it was perfect. And I was like, I could breathe now a little bit. And also around this time, my son had graduated from kindergarten, so that was also an amazing blessing, an amazing time to be alive. Like it was just amazing. I remember later on that night, he wasn't with me, but my son wasn't with me, but me, my dad, my baby brother, my little sister, my little brother, we all went out for dinner and stuff like that to celebrate for my son, even though he wasn't with me, but it was like a family dinner. And like me and my family, we love doing stuff like that, so that was pretty dope. So after that, like I said, I went through a stage of homelessness. So I was sleeping like on my brother's couch. I did not, like I could have slept in a bed, but like I just felt more comfortable sleeping on the couch. And plus the TV was there, plus I had like silence and quiet, and at the time like my nieces and nephews weren't there, so it was like peaceful. So that's why I felt comfort at, was reading and stuff like that. So I was like sleeping on their couch, and I was completely okay and fine with that. And then there were times when I had went to Heartshine, spent time with Heartshine and stuff like that. He had opened up his home to me, so sometimes I spent time with him and stuff, and really just enjoyed this time. So meanwhile, I'm still proceeding through these interviews. And also I have like family and friends ask me like, well, when you moving to Texas? And I'm like, I don't know when it's gonna happen. I said, at this point, I said, y'all can ask God. Stop asking me. Stop asking me. Ask God, because I don't know. Like y'all know, I left my job without having a backup. I moved out of my townhouse without having another apartment to move into. I don't know. Like, you're gonna have to ask God these questions because I don't know. I don't know. All I can do right now is just sit here and talk to you about how good God has been, and I know God is gonna do something amazing in my life, and He did. So, all my stuff is in storage and stuff like that. Like, no, I'm homeless now, but I have a place to sleep, and I'm still eating. Like God made a way. Like, I was still eating food or whatever. I still was like, I had a place to sleep. I was spending more time with him. I was journaling. I was spending time with the people I care about and I love. Um, I cried nights and stuff like that. So then eventually, with the job, I got offered the job. And I was making more money. It was 100% remote. I was in IT, and I was like, "Look at God, like, thank you." And I think, again, I think this probably happened. Did it happen all on the same day, on that Monday? I think I got like the wind that like, hey, we're gonna offer you the job, and then it officially happened a couple of days later. I remember going to the library because that's when I was doing the interviews. I was like reserving like an office space at the library to interview for the position, and I was offered the job, and they're like, when can you start? They set the date. I think it was like July 17th, and I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, wow, God, thank you. And then from there, I have been working with a relocator, Stavanya Johnson, who I found on a Facebook group for like moms who are moving to Texas. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, I got everything. I'm ready to move forward. I worked with her to find my apartment that I'm in right now. And I love it. Like, I moved in, it's very big, it's very spacious. I remember writing down that I want everything brand new because remember I told you I didn't bring nothing with me. I didn't have no bed. The only furniture that I brought with me was like my bookshelf and my son's dresser and my nightstand. But everything else I left at the townhouse. I brought, of course, I clothes, like the pots and pans that like I didn't want to bring, because even down to the pots and pans, because I was only in the house for like a year and a half. The pots and pans and the like the utensils and stuff like that I bought, I left there because when I bought them, I was like, this is staying here, so I made sure I took really good care of them because I know they were staying. Everything stayed. So when I moved here to Texas, even that was a blessing. My dad, can't forget that. So my car, I had a 2008 Toyota Camry hybrid, and the hybrid battery had went out, and I'm like, dang, I'm about to move. They're saying I need to get another car to replace the hybrid battery. That was like $8,000 that I did not have, and I ended up having to get another car, and God blessed me with a brand new car. Not spanking brand new, but like used. It was below 42,000 miles that was on the car. So the same day that I left to come to Texas was the same day I ended up buying my car, and God had blessed me to be able to get approved for a car loan, before I even started working. Like, to have a car to come down here with, and I can't leave this part out. So when I got my moving date, because I was trying to move in January, because I needed to make sure like my son's school was set and he was here for school to start, so it was kind of like a rush thing. So I needed to like, I remember the day before I left to come to Dallas, I reached out to my line sister, Heartshine, and my brother. My brother wasn't available, but my sister and my little sister, and they all like met up with me at the storage unit, and they helped me move everything out of my storage unit into the U-Haul box truck. And I thank them for that too, because that like I really have some amazing people in my life. I'm say this without crying. I really have amazing people in my life, and I could list them all. Like my best friend CC, Jasmine. I remember I met up with my friends for dinner right before I left. Jasmine, Shafana, Shayana. Who else? I feel like it was other people too. Like my cousins really too, as well. But like I said, they helped me pack everything inside the U-Haul, even when I was worried that like I didn't have enough space to pack everything. But they helped me so that when my dad got there the next day, we could drive around looking for a car, so we can just like load it up on the trailer and get on the road and head to Texas. So that was really amazing just to sit back and think like, wow, God, you really, like, you came through with me. You came through for me on like so much. And all this happened between like February all the way up until like now. You know, the apartment I moved into, brand spanking new apartment, um, 2 bedroom, 2 baths, very like 2 walk-in closets. LJ has a room, I have a room. LJ has his own bathroom with a garden tub. I have my own bathroom with a garden tub and his and her sink, but I call her sink because it's just me, me, myself, and I. That's like sharing that bathroom. Everything in my apartment is brand new. My son's bed, his mattress, my bed, my mattress, because for the like first couple of months while I was out here, I was sleeping on the air mattress and I was fine with that. Um, my dad ended up blessing me with a TV because the TV that I took down at North Carolina that I should have left there broke in transport here, and he blessed me with a TV. It's not that big, but it's a TV that my son can use. I really watch TV. Got a brand new couch, brand new table, brand new computer desk, brand new job, brand new car, brand new everything. And I just found this carpet I've been looking for, a 7x10 cream carpet to go with like my the aesthetic I'm trying to set in here. I'm trying to have something light. Found out yesterday at a discount, and God has really blessed me with everything new. I told him when I move here, I just want a fresh new start to a new chapter. I want everything new in this house, and everything has been brand new. Like I haven't bought anything off of like Facebook Marketplace to like furnish my house. Everything has been brand new and of good quality. To the apartment, I got 2 months free and stuff, so I was able to like get back on track on with like some of the bills that like I needed. I really didn't have a lot to catch up on, but I was able to like get back in the move and the groove of working a 9 to 5. And just being out here now, I definitely cried a whole lot of highs and lows, a lot of like down moments. But I feel like right now, when I first moved out here, I'm in a season of isolation to work on myself, work on me. I don't have any family out here except for like my uncle, but it's an uncle that like I kind of know, but I don't really know like that. I didn't grow up with him or grow up knowing him and spending time with him. But I'm in a space of isolation right now, but I'm learning so much about myself, about the things I need to learn how to be consistent and disciplined with. Personal finances is one. Sticking to my goals, the plans that God has for me, and like so much. But like I said, every day when I first moved out here, I was crying, not because like I miss family, but like because I just like I did not know. I was experiencing a lot of emotions I wasn't aware of. I didn't know why I was feeling these emotions, but I know that there was a reason. And I just like really just continue to just lean on God. I try to like read my Bible every day, spend time with God, learn how to meditate a little bit more, learn how to be more consistent and disciplined with the things that I'm doing in my life and want to do. But I'm a work in progress, definitely a work in progress, and I'm just thankful for all the people that has come into my life. I definitely learned a whole lot last year from like not playing with people's emotions and feelings for my own benefit. And I'm thankful for the people that came into my life to rescue me when I needed rescuing, because there was a time where I needed to file like a restraining order on someone, and there was someone that came into my life that like really was like I'll say he was like a soldier. He was a soldier in the armor that God needed him to be in, to save me and to help me and tell me throughout that stage of my life. Even that my dad had drove all the way from New York down to North Carolina to like be there in court with me and stuff. So I learned a lot from that situation. I learned that for myself, that the relationships that I had been in my past, that they weren't relationships that I was ready to be in, but I entered into them because I didn't want to make the other person, I didn't want to disappoint the other person. And I was like, well, Stephanie, you know how this goes. Well, just get into a relationship with them, and then eventually, it'll be something that you want, even though you wasn't ready for it. So I learned, don't hop into anything if I'm not ready for it. I don't want to say if I'm not ready for it, but if the feeling isn't mutual, like, okay, you know what, Stephanie, you're ready. like God is saying like, okay, you're ready. Because the last relationship I jumped into, like I know it was too premature. Yeah, we were doing boyfriend girlfriend stuff, but I was not ready for the commitment, and I did it anyway. But then I already knew that like because I knew I wasn't supposed to be in it, I was going to be the one to walk away, be like, I can't do this, because I wasn't supposed to in the first place. And I won't say I wouldn't have remorse for like the situation. I remember that last situation, I did cry about it, but like I kind of feel like I kind of brought that upon me and the person I was talking to, and even the people in the past I was dealing with, because it was something that like God clearly told me like, no, not yet. Like you don't need to be in this relationship yet. But I kind of went against that, so I'm learning how to like listen to God's voice even more now. But I don't want to make this video longer than what it should. I hope my story motivated or encouraged someone out there that's not too sure what the voice of God sounds like, but when you know, you know. Pray upon it, and it really is like a feeling and a knowing. A feeling and a knowing is what I can say. But thank you for listening, and yeah, I'm so happy that I'm out here in Texas now. That's another story too. Like as far as like seeing signs, I've definitely seen signs all over the place. But and this is how God got me to Texas. Peace.